You got Sophie Cunningham. She did it again. Sophie Cunningham absolutely embarrassed the Indiana Fever coaches, especially Brianne January, who's supposed to be the defensive guru. I mean, Stephanie White came here from Connecticut. They told me she was a defensive coach when she got here. But Sophie Cunningham blasted them, letting it be known, man, the defense sucks. Whatever they have us doing sucks. This whole thing sucks, man.
Welcome back to WNBA Hoops TV. Today, we're diving into a story that has basketball fans talking everywhere. Because one dramatic headline has sent shockwaves across social media. Coach White fired. Caitlin Clark's heartbreaking confession changes everything. The WNBA erupts. Within minutes, thousands of fans were sharing the story. Videos began appearing across YouTube. Social media posts claimed that a heartbreaking moment involving Caitlin Clark had directly led to Coach Stephanie White losing her job. It sounded like the kind of story no basketball fan could ignore. But there was one major problem. Did it actually happen? Because in today's sports world, headlines often move much faster than facts. A single emotional interview can become a viral rumor. A coaching decision can suddenly be linked to events that never actually happened. And when one of the biggest stars in basketball is involved, speculation spreads at incredible speed. That brings us to the biggest question of today's documentary. Was Coach Stephanie White really fired because of something Caitlin Clark said? Or are millions of fans reacting to a story that has grown far beyond the available evidence? Because when you separate the rumors from the documented facts, a much more fascinating story begins to emerge. A story about pressure, leadership, expectations, and one rookie-turned-superstar learning just how difficult professional basketball can truly be. But to understand why these headlines captured so much attention, we first have to understand the environment surrounding the Indiana Fever. When Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, she didn't simply join another basketball team. She joined an organization that suddenly found itself under one of the brightest spotlights in professional sports. Every practice became news. Every game attracted national attention. Every coaching decision was analyzed by fans and media alike. That level of scrutiny is unusual. Even championship teams rarely experience it every single day. For the Indiana Fever coaching staff, including Stephanie White, every lineup decision suddenly became a national discussion. Should Clark play more minutes? Should the offense revolve around her? Should the pace be faster? Should veterans receive more opportunities? Every answer created another debate. That's the challenge of coaching transformational athletes. Success brings attention. Attention brings pressure. Pressure creates endless opinions. Meanwhile, Clark herself was experiencing one of the most difficult transitions in basketball. College dominance does not automatically translate into immediate professional success. The WNBA features elite defenders, experienced veterans, complex defensive schemes, physical play. Every possession demands quick decisions. Professional coaches constantly face difficult decisions, managing personalities, developing young talent, balancing veteran leadership, making adjustments under enormous public scrutiny. Those responsibilities exist for every franchise. But when millions of new fans suddenly begin following one team, every decision becomes magnified. That's exactly what happened in Indiana. As expectations grew, so did the conversations surrounding the coaching staff. Some fans praised their patience. Others questioned rotations. Others wanted faster adjustments. Those debates happen throughout professional sports. But then another narrative began spreading online. Posts claimed Caitlin Clark had delivered a heartbreaking public confession. According to the rumors, that emotional moment supposedly led directly to Coach White being dismissed. It was an incredible story. It was also one that required careful examination. Because as basketball reporters searched for evidence, something important became clear. There was no publicly documented statement from Caitlin Clark saying something that directly caused Stephanie White to lose her job. Likewise, claims that Coach White had been fired for that reason were not supported by verified public reporting. That didn't stop the rumor. If anything, uncertainty made the speculation grow even faster. Fans debated every interview, every press conference, every emotional reaction on the bench. People searched for hidden meanings inside ordinary post-game comments. It became another example of how quickly narratives can develop around superstar athletes. And perhaps that's understandable. Clark has become one of the most recognizable faces in American sports. Anything connected to her immediately attracts enormous attention. But that attention creates an important responsibility. separating documented events from viral speculation. Because the real story surrounding Clark and the Indiana Fever was already compelling. A young superstar, a franchise trying to build a contender, a coaching staff balancing development with expectations, veterans adjusting to unprecedented media attention, a league experiencing historic growth. None of those realities needed fictional drama to become interesting. Yet one question continued lingering over everything. If these viral headlines weren't supported by documented evidence, why were so many people eager to believe them? The answer may reveal far more about modern sports media than it does about Caitlin Clark or Coach Stephanie White. Because sometimes the biggest story isn't the rumor itself. It's why millions of people were ready to believe it. To be continued, the more the rumors spread, the more one thing became clear. This story was no longer just about basketball. It had become a lesson in how modern sports narratives are created. One emotional headline, one viral video, one social media post. Within hours, thousands of fans were convinced that a heartbreaking confession from Caitlin Clark had directly led to Coach Stephanie White losing her position. But as journalists and league insiders continued looking for evidence, they kept arriving at the same conclusion. Professional coaching decisions are rarely that simple. Every front office evaluates far more than a single game or a single press conference. Player development, team chemistry, long-term planning, injuries, roster construction, financial decisions, competitive expectations. All of those factors influence organizational decisions. Yet in the age of social media, complicated realities often lose ground to dramatic headlines. And no player has experienced that phenomenon more than Caitlin Clark. Since entering the WNBA, Clark has carried expectations unlike almost any rookie before her. Every assist became a highlight. Every turnover became a debate. Every victory generated celebration. Every loss invited criticism. The spotlight never disappeared. If anything, it grew brighter every week. For Coach Stephanie White, that meant leading a team under extraordinary circumstances. She wasn't simply coaching basketball games. She was managing the development of one of the most recognizable athletes in the country while guiding a roster filled with experienced professionals who also deserved opportunities to succeed. That balance is never easy. Developing a franchise player requires patience. Winning immediately requires urgency. Sometimes those goals align. Sometimes they create difficult decisions. Throughout the season, fans questioned rotations. Should Clark play more minutes? Should the offense run through her on every possession? Should veterans sacrifice touches to accelerate her development? Should the pace increase? Every coaching decision produced another round of discussion. That's the reality when expectations become historic. Meanwhile, Clark continued adjusting to the professional game. The speed increased. The physicality intensified. Defenses studied every tendency. Veteran opponents challenged her in ways she had never experienced before. Some nights she looked unstoppable. Other nights revealed just how difficult the WNBA truly is. That learning process wasn't unusual. The attention surrounding it was. Great players throughout basketball history have needed time to adapt. What made Clark's journey different was that millions of people watched every step. That constant attention also shaped public perception of the Indiana Fever. Every winning streak became evidence that everything was working. Every losing streak inspired questions about coaching, rotations, and strategy. Fans naturally searched for simple explanations. But basketball rarely provides simple answers. Successful teams grow through adjustments. Communication, experience, trust. Those qualities develop over months, not overnight. As speculation continued, another important reality emerged. The Fever weren't simply building around one player. They were trying to establish an identity that could compete for years. That requires balancing immediate success with long-term development. It requires patience from coaches, patience from players, and perhaps most difficult of all, patience from fans. Unfortunately, patience is often in short supply during the social media era. Every difficult stretch becomes a crisis. Every disagreement becomes controversy. Every emotional moment becomes a viral clip. That environment creates tremendous pressure for everyone involved. Players feel it. Coaches feel it. Organizations feel it. Yet despite all the outside noise, the Fever continued focusing on basketball. Practices continued. Film sessions continued. Games continued. Because inside professional locker rooms, progress is measured differently than it is online. It is measured by improvement, execution, communication, resilience. Those are qualities that rarely become trending topics, but they often determine whether teams eventually succeed. The story surrounding Stephanie White became another reminder of how quickly perception can outpace reality. Rumors connected unrelated events. Fans filled in missing details. Speculation became accepted as fact in some corners of the internet. Yet verified reporting continued telling a more careful story. And perhaps that's the most valuable lesson. In today's sports world, extraordinary claims deserve extraordinary evidence, especially when they involve careers, reputations, and real people. Still, one question remained unanswered. How would Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever respond to months of relentless scrutiny? Because history has shown that great athletes aren't defined by the rumors surrounding them. They're defined by what happens once the ball is tipped. And for Caitlin Clark, the next chapter of her career would present perhaps the greatest challenge and greatest opportunity. Yet, as the season moved forward, something interesting began to happen. The headlines slowly became quieter. The rumors gradually faded, and basketball once again became the center of attention. That is often what happens in professional sports. Speculation dominates for a few days. Reality unfolds over the following weeks. And eventually, what truly matters is what happens on the court. For Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, that shift was important. Months of constant discussion had surrounded every aspect of the organization. Every lineup change, every timeout, every coaching decision, every post-game interview. The pressure was unlike anything most teams experience. But despite all the outside noise, one thing never changed. The mission remained the same. Develop, compete, improve, win. That is what professional basketball organizations are built to do. The rumors suggesting that coach Stephanie White had been fired because of a heartbreaking confession from Caitlin Clark never developed into a documented reality. Instead, they became another example of how quickly social media can transform speculation into what appears to be fact. When one of the biggest stars in sports is involved, almost every story gains momentum. Fans want answers. Content creators compete to be first. Emotional headlines outperform careful reporting. And before long, millions of people are discussing a story that may have little connection to verified events. But basketball has a way of cutting through the noise. Every game presents new challenges. Every opponent forces new adjustments. Every practice becomes another opportunity to improve. That is where careers are actually built. Not in viral clips, not in trending hashtags, but in countless hours of preparation that most fans never see. For Caitlin Clark, that process continued. She kept studying defenses. She kept improving her chemistry with teammates. She kept learning the small details that separate outstanding college players from elite professionals. The transition was never expected to be perfect. Every legendary player has experienced setbacks early in a professional career. Every great athlete has faced criticism. Every championship contender has endured moments of doubt. Those experiences often become the foundation for future success. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever continued growing as a team. Veteran leadership became increasingly valuable. Young players gained confidence. Rotations became more familiar. Communication improved. The season wasn't defined by one emotional headline. It was defined by gradual progress. That reality often gets overlooked because progress rarely goes viral. Highlights spread across the internet. Development happens quietly. Yet coaches understand something fans sometimes forget. Championship teams are rarely built overnight. They evolve. They learn through difficult losses. They adjust after mistakes. They build trust one game at a time. That journey requires patience. It also requires perspective. Looking back, perhaps the biggest lesson from this entire story has very little to do with one coach or one player. It has everything to do with the growth of the WNBA. Just a few years ago, many league stories received limited national attention. Today, coaching decisions dominate sports television. Player interviews become national headlines. Fans passionately debate strategy across every social media platform. That level of interest reflects something remarkable. Women's basketball has entered a new era. An era where millions of people genuinely care about what happens every night. Caitlin Clark has certainly contributed to that transformation. Her popularity has introduced countless new viewers to the league. Many fans who first tuned in to watch Clark have since discovered stars like Aya Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Sabrina Ionescu, and many others. That broader exposure benefits the entire sport. Because lasting growth isn't created by one player. It's created when new fans stay for everyone. Perhaps that's why this story ultimately feels hopeful. Not because rumors disappeared. Rumors will always exist. Not because criticism stopped. Professional sports will always generate debate. But because the conversation around the WNBA has become large enough that people across the country are paying attention. That attention creates opportunity. Opportunity for players. Opportunity for coaches. Opportunity for future generations who now see women's basketball receiving the recognition it has long deserved. As for Caitlin Clark, her journey is still only beginning. There will be incredible victories. There will be difficult defeats. There will be moments of celebration. There will be moments of frustration. Every great career includes both. The same is true for every successful coach. Leadership is rarely measured by one headline. It is measured by resilience, by adaptability, by the ability to keep moving forward when the outside world becomes louder than the game itself. And perhaps that is the lasting message behind this entire story. Basketball is always bigger than one rumor, bigger than one viral headline, bigger than one difficult moment. Because in the end, the game always provides another opportunity, another practice, another game, another season, another chance to write the next chapter. And for Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and the WNBA, that next chapter may prove to be the most exciting one yet. Stories like this remind us that basketball is about far more than viral headlines or social media speculation. It's about perseverance, teamwork, leadership, and the incredible athletes who continue pushing the game to new heights every season. If you enjoyed this documentary, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WNBA Hoops TV, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the biggest stories in basketball. We focus on separating fact from rumor while celebrating the moments that truly shape the sport. Now we'd love to hear from you. How do you think constant media attention affects players and coaches in today's WNBA? And what do you think is the biggest challenge facing young stars like Caitlin Clark as they continue their careers? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next WNBA Hoops TV documentary.